You're watching CTV.
Hi, welcome to CTV Weekly Review, where we bring you highlights of major events and stories that shaped the week in Benue State. I am Uson Patient. We begin this week's review with the Benue International Investment Summit 2025, an event aimed at repositioning the state as an investment destination. Table has the details.
The Benue International Investment Summit has been declared open by the Executive Governor of Benue State, Very Reverend Father Dr. Hyacinth Alia, represented by the Deputy Governor, Barrister Sam Ode. The summit, which is holding in Makurdi, the Benue State capital, brings together investors, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders from around the world. In his opening address, Governor Alia declared, "This is a new Benue."
Today we take a bold step, one that signals Nigeria to Africa and the world that Benue is not just a land of promise, but one of real opportunities, visionary leadership, and deliberate transformation. As governor of this agrarian state, I took office with a clear mandate from the people of Benue to rebuild trust in governance, reignite the aspirations of our citizens, especially our young people, and create a Benue that works for all, regardless of their background. What we are building today is not just a new Benue, but a Benue of our new dreams. A Benue where every child has the right to hope, where every business finds space to thrive, and where our rich land and heritage translates into prosperity for our people. Our vision is to connect farms to markets, workers to factories, and investors to great and effective opportunities. Ladies and gentlemen, this development opens space for joint ventures in housing, logistics, engineering services, and industrial real estate. In the area of digital governance, we are pushing Benue into the digital future, from e-procurement to digital land registry, automated tax payments to smart identification. We are building transparency, efficiency, and scalability into public service delivery.
Earlier in his welcome address, the Director General, Bureau for International Investment, Honorable Alex Adingi, said the summit is not just a conference but a commitment to make it easier to do business in the state.
You are not just attending the summit, you are witnessing the rise of a region with untapped potential and unmatched hospitality. As the visionary of this historic gathering, I thank His Excellency, Reverend Father Dr. Hyacinth Alia, the Governor of Benue State, for his unwavering leadership and believing in Benue that can rise and lead. I thank every partner, sponsor, participant for believing in this vision. Let conversation begin. Let connections spark and let the investors flow.
There were several goodwill messages from investors and entrepreneurs as Seinoki Group pledged to establish a cassava processing plant in Benue.
This is the sector that the government knows will transform the state from a civil service state to an industrial and commercial hub of Nigeria. This underscores why so many activities and this government has made this sector a third pillar of its administration. What the SN to the governor and international investment has put together is in furtherance of our preparedness. We have always been saying Benue State is ready. We are saying Benue State is open for commercialization, for investment. We want to make Benue State a destination center in Nigeria. Everything you you can think of, every sector you can think of is open. It's like a virgin land for us to try commercially and industrial-wise. This is an administration that you can come in and do business with nobody asking you for a dime as a way of kickback. So we are declaring to you, all investors worldwide, that this state is friendly for investment. The special advisor already highlighted agencies that are put in place to see how we can work in sync in making everything easy for any intending investor.
Emmanuel T. Tsebo, Catholic Television of Nigeria, Makudi Center.
Thank you, Sebo. Still on investment and economic advancement, the Benue State government has signed a concessional agreement with the Rexona Group Limited for the establishment of National Food City in Benue State.
The Benue State governor has finally signed a concession agreement with Rexona Group Limited, RGL, for the establishment of a National Food City project in the state. The event, which held at the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security, was witnessed by top government functionaries. The Honorable Commissioner for Agriculture and Food Security, Professor Moses Ogbaji, said since assumption of office, Governor Alia has placed a lot of priority on agriculture and food security.
The Excellency dreams and sleeps agriculture. He is a farmer. You will be surprised if you go to his farm. He also does diplomatic shuttle to make sure that investors come to invest in agriculture. This is one of the dividends of his diplomatic shuttles. We are highly delighted because this is a project that even the Federal Minister of Agriculture knows about it, the minister knows.
Earlier in his opening remarks, the Executive Secretary, Benue Investment Promotion Agency, BENEPA, assured that all due diligence has been carried out by his agency and have received positive results.
We sent your due diligence documentation, your project design documents, your architectural design documents, and all of those, your financial model, to 13 MDAs to provide expert advice on the various components of your project. I'm also happy to inform you that all of those came back positive.
Responding, the Group Managing Director of the company said with the signing of the agreement, significant milestones will be reported after 60 days.
And finally, we are here this day witnessing a very special event that will write history in Benue State. History in the sense that people will no longer be traveling to other neighboring countries for food, for finished products. They'll be trooping down to Benue State. That is our dream. Because the state has to actually live to our potentials as the food basket of the nation. That's why I said it's divinely orchestrated. It's not that something one just sit down and then think. No. When something is divinely orchestrated, there's nothing anybody can do about it. Because the state has had this name even before we came up with the idea of National Food City Complex. So I can assure you, by the grace of God, our gathering today, in the next 60 days, we shall be talking about the milestone of what we have achieved physically on ground.
The Honorable Commissioner for Agriculture and the Executive Secretary, BENEPA, signed on behalf of the state government, and several guests expressed their thoughts on the significance of the day.
If we can get the success of Benue State, means we are getting the success of the whole nation as Nigerian. We are looking at 20,000 to 30,000 workers within the project.
The project will bring a lot to our people. One, the aspect of employment. Two, it will make Zone C and the host community, or Joma, Tukpo local government, the hub of business in the state and Zone C at large. So a lot of attraction. Instead of us going out to buy finished product, we'll be exporting finished product outside.
Emmanuel T. Tsebo, Catholic Television of Nigeria, Makudi Center.
Thank you, Tebo. As the effort to rebuild and secure the state continue, Governor Alia has once again called on the federal government to support the safe return of internally displaced persons back to their ancestral homes. Table has the details.
The Executive Governor of Benue State, Very Reverend Father Dr. Hyacinth Alia, has called on the federal government to support him in his efforts to safely return the IDPs to their ancestral lands. The governor made this appeal as he declared open the North Central Regional Consultation on the Harmonization of the National Disarmament, Demobilization and Reintegration (DDR) framework, held in Makurdi, the Benue State capital.
We are willing collaborators and partners of peace, and I will ensure at all times that peace is the watchword and it retains to our borders. Let us walk this road together, not armed with bullets, but with bold ideas, collaborative spirit, and unwavering resolve. Support me to take all the IDPs back to their ancestral land. Let our farmers go back to their own farmlands. Let our children have a future. As we continue to work towards one unified state and region and nation. And thereby, declare this North Central and Regional Consultation on the Harmonization of National Disarmament, Demobilization, and Reintegration DDR Framework Summit opened.
Earlier in his address at the event, the country director, International Alert Nigeria, Dr. Paul Mulaku Bemshima, said,
So there is a difference between identifying the drivers of conflict and identifying the drivers of violence. So if in this case we are talking about small arms and light weapons proliferation, for example, how can we deal with it? If we are talking about attack against communities or conflict, disputes among different communities, how are we going to address it? I think at the heart of that conversation is that you allow the people who are affected, who mostly understand this conflict, who mostly understand the violence that they are bedeviled with, to seek out ways to solve the problem.
Several guests shared their sentiments and solidarities, many hoping that the forum will factor actionable parts that will bring an end to the incessant attacks on vulnerable communities.
Our motto stands our land, our people, and our heritage. And these are issues being attacked in the North Central and in other parts of the North. The unfortunate thing is the narrative has always been wrong. It has been embellished as farmer hunger crisis, which is totally wrong. There has never been something like that. And it is better explained by what Shekau presented in 2012 as the mission statement of Boko Haram. And I will translate it in English. He said, we are the ones who executed what happened around Gadabu in Jos. By saying we are the people called Jama'at Ahl Sunnah al-Da'awat wal Jihad, interpreted as people who fight for religious unity through jihad. And he said that they were not fighting a political war or because of money, but a religious war. And it will end when all of them are annihilated, which is not possible, or when the Islamic religion is the determinant of governance in Nigeria. Now, we took that for granted, but that philosophy and what we call eschatology, both Islam and Christianity has eschatology, that is the study of the end times. And the Islamic eschatology says there is going to be one Mahdi coming who is going to convert everybody or force everybody to be Islamic and have a world Islamic government. Now, While this thing is driven partially by these ideologies, it's unfortunate that while the fighters who pretend to be fighting for whatever reason are actually using religion for political advancement, and while Christians are running away because they feel they are being persecuted rather than standing and fighting, we are where we are today. But we appreciate BDR for what it's planning to do. However, let it be guided by the principles of what the DGDSS presented recently. He said, all defense should be local. That is, people should defend themselves.
Emmanuel Teumbu Sebo, Catholic Television of Nigeria, Makudi Center.
That was our reporter Emmanuel Tebo with a roundup of key stories for the week. From investment breakthrough to security-focused engagement, Benue State is indeed setting the stage for a brighter and, of course, a more prosperous future. Thank you for joining us at CTV Weekly Review. I am Uson Patience, wishing you a peaceful and productive week ahead. God bless you. God bless Benue. See you.
You're watching CTV.